So for family members struggling,
Yeah.
right? They think they've identified an addictive cycle in their household. Give me the gas. Tell me your best top three steps just to get started.
Well, I mean, it looks a lot like the same way it does for the addict or the alcoholic as it does for the family. I think there's two pieces, right? When we're talking about accountability, you've got internal within the family unit accountability, and you have external accountability outside of the family unit. And I'm gonna start with the external first. I'm actually gonna do it in reverse order. One of the things, get a family counselor. Get somebody local, get somebody you can actually commit to meeting with on a weekly basis. And with that family counselor, do your own family work, right? Do it. Look at the family of origin stuff. Look at your patterns of enablement. Look at any kind of attachment disorder things that may fall in line with some of that stuff. But use an external source besides the family to do so, to do some of that deeper work.
But in this external version of accountability, do you ever deal in a family friend as well?
Absolutely.
Or are we just going
I would say yes, and I feel like part of that there is a lane crossing between the external and the internal.
Okay.
As far as that goes, because I would still encourage family members to use their internal accountability within that family dynamic to hold them accountable to go do the external work with an outside counselor or something.
So
like
mom
that.
or dad saying, "Hey, I'm seeing financials, I'm seeing behaviors, I'm seeing sleep pattern issues. I think Susie's got a problem. What are your thoughts?" Right. So now I'm creating some internal dialogue.
Exactly.
Right.
And on that, we want families having like complete transparency and communication within the family dynamic. Right. So that means, if you got mom, dad, brother, sister, and another sibling who's struggling. Right.
Right.
And maybe, throwing an aunt and uncle that's close to, just for the sake of the example. I want the mom, the dad, the aunt, the uncle, the brother, the sister, to all have transparency and communication so that they can hold each other accountable within that family unit.
I like it.
Right. And because here's the thing too, it's the go get a counselor thing to me, more often than not, that's kind of a little more logical, but
again,
at the same time,
going to get a counselor does no good if they're not
exactly
honest.
And at the same time, like, that's great. Use that. But more often than not, when you're seeing a counselor, it's 1 hour once a week.
Right.
There's a big gap between that. What about the other, 6 days and 23 hours where you're left unattended? Like, you need internal accountability within that family unit.
Right.
Rest on each other. Because especially when the family unit is close, they can see things usually before the person within the family struggling can actually see it in themselves. Like, you can typically see, like, husband can probably typically see the wife trending towards an enablement side before she does. And maybe, the son sees the dad play a little bit too much of like the superhero role than he should be before the dad actually sees it. And having these accountabilities in place can allow them to become healthier, hopefully quicker. Because the communication stays appropriate.